hoping that you can just introduce yourself and let me know what you do in your day-to-day for work.
Sure. So my name is Allysen Kerr, and I am the principal and co-owner of Primal Elements. We are a branding and consulting agency. We work primarily with minority-owned and women-owned businesses, helping them to tell their stories better and to build brands that they can love for eternity.
Yeah. How long have you had the company for?
Now it's been about 10 years, and
Wow.
It's almost been 3 years since my business partner and I came together and merged the company into one.
You've been using Shift for a little while now. I looked back at your profile, I think since 2019, actually. So if you can remember back to before when you discovered Shift, how were you working?
So because of what we do, there is a need for us to manage like multiple Gmail accounts. Sometimes we do projects for our clients that require us to have access to their accounts. And then we also have different apps that we're using all the time, project management tools. And we needed a solution that made everything a little bit more streamlined, so you're not jumping in between programs on your desktop or in your browser. And we had tried some other platforms before. We had some other ones recommended to us. And so we tried that for a while, and it just wasn't working the way that we needed to. The functionality wasn't as great. And then I came across Shift. I'm trying to remember how I found it, if it was through AppSumo or another platform, but somehow I found Shift, and it literally checked the boxes on all the things that we needed. And I probably personally manage about, 8 or 9 different Gmail accounts. And then I also have, several apps that I also utilize, on a daily basis. So it just kind of gives me a space for everything to have a home. So I don't have to jump between platforms, and saves me a lot of time.
I noticed that you have a couple of Teams licenses on yours. And so what was the decision point that you were like, I need to get some of my other team members using Shift as well?
Well, one of those team members happens to be our executive assistant, who, as you can imagine, also has to manage multiple accounts and multiple emails and different tools. And so I introduced the tool to her, and I was like, let's just get you a license, because I think it'll make life a lot easier for you. She's, responding to emails on my behalf and my business partner's behalf, setting up calendars, meetings, and all kinds of things. So it just made sense to have her on there. And one of our 2 project coordinators, who works primarily with me, also needed a solution too. And so I was like, listen, let's get you on here as well. I think it'll just make life a lot easier for you. And he really loves utilizing it as well.
I was hoping that you might be willing to just share your screen, just so that I can get a sense of how you have everything set up.
Sure. So over here, I've got all of my accounts that I'm logged into, and it's probably more than 8. I said 8, but there looks to be 12. There's a lot. And then I've got Calendly, WhatsApp, Google Keep, Teamwork, and ClickUp. Oh, and Asana. Yep, and Asana as well. So there's 3 different project management tools that I'm jumping around between for various needs. WhatsApp is really helpful, just so I don't have to go into my phone to respond to something. I can do it right from my desktop. Google Keep, my project coordinator and I use that a lot to send notes back and forth about different client projects. So quick access for me is really helpful. And then Teamwork has become our new project management tool that we use internally. So just being able to click over to it really quick and just kind of get into everything is great. And obviously you can see with my Gmail account, I've got a lot of emails coming through all the time. And so being able to see everything all at once is really important. And being able to get to stuff so I don't have to jump back and forth between, the browsers. And of course, as we know, Shift also has its own browser, which sometimes I pop into. But I think my favorite part is the fact that I can jump between my calendar and my email and my, Google Drive account, all in one place, and I don't have to type anything in. It's just, all right there.
What would you say has been the biggest benefit to you since you and your team started using Shift?
Honestly, it's just the time saving aspect. I think that it makes us more efficient and more agile in our responses. And then on top of that, like I'm really big on productivity. So if we can find a way to streamline what we're doing, I really appreciate that. And then it just makes things more simple for our team, so they're not having to remember like which program does this and which does, oh, it's all right here. Okay, great. Like I can just, sign into whatever apps I need to. So I just really appreciate the time that it saves us.
Do you have a favorite Shift feature? I know you kind of mentioned specifically like the count, being able to go to your calendar and your drive really quickly. Anything else?
I like the fact that it does include a way for you to save passwords. So like I don't have to actually go and type in all my passwords. Like, we have separate tools for that too, but it's just nice that everything is in one place and I don't have to actually, remember or try to remember what all my passwords are for my accounts. I can go back into it really quickly. I also love that if I do want to go to my default browser, that I can actually do that fairly easily, which is helpful because sometimes, there's like some issues like with the with external apps trying to access them from within Shift. So it's like I have to be able to get out of it to use it. Mm-hmm. So that from an integration standpoint, having a flexibility and fluidity to be able to go back and forth between my actual browser and Shift is really great. I think the one thing about Shift is that you can build it to suit your own needs. Mm-hmm. So, you have to really take the time to understand how you work and function to make it work best for you. And it's not complicated. Like it's pretty simple to do, but I think that, you take the top 5 apps or programs that you use on a daily basis, and that's where you focus, your energy with utilizing Shift, because that'll just make it easier for you to get into those platforms. So you're not having to worry about logging into this one and that one and, going into a different workspace. So I would say the first things first is to figure out, exactly how you need Shift to work for you so you can get the most benefit out of it. One of the other things I really appreciated about Shift and what made me also jump to saying yes to it was just the myriad of like apps that it integrated with. I think that was also really important because, again, all different types of businesses use this platform for various reasons, but because we run, a marketing agency, essentially, like, we kind of need tools that will help us to make things happen for our clients very quickly. So knowing that it can integrate with not only Gmail, but there's also like WhatsApp and all these other platforms that you wouldn't traditionally think of merging together in one space. It makes our world so much easier. And I know I keep using that word efficient, but that's really the biggest thing. I mean, because time is money in our business. You can't just spend it doing all the small minor things. And I think Shift helps to not only, save time, but also help you be more efficient so you can focus and make more money in your business.